Hi everyone, and thanks for checking out this video about the search for extramural fellowships. We're going to start by going through a brief PowerPoint presentation where I'll give you a little bit of basic information about fellowships. Then we'll move on to the internet where I'll show you how to navigate through a couple of the larger funding search engines. Let's get started. Who is eligible? All graduate students are definitely going to be eligible for some kind of funding, and this includes international students and students in the beginning of their studies. There are many opportunities out there, and you're definitely going to be eligible for some. You just need to put in some time and effort and do some searching. There are fellowships that cover a variety of expenses, including living expenses, funds to cover a research project, fees and/or tuition, summer internships, and travel funds. Here's some funding criteria for you to consider: gender, ethnic group, residence, graduate students in the beginning of their studies, graduate students working on their thesis or dissertation, international and domestic students, and students transitioning from graduate to postgraduate studies. There are many opportunities out there that are going to require that you fall into a certain category within one of these criterion, so you should think about defining yourself in terms of these things so you'll be aware of what you're eligible for. Here are some things to think about when it comes to actually writing your proposal. How does your project contribute to your academic requirements? How does it fulfill the sponsor's goal? And you should always try to match your project to the sponsor's cause. Some important tips for you: don't dismiss small awards. Small awards can be used as stepping stones for larger awards. Don't try to over-impress by using unnecessary jargon. Do not use a big word when a smaller word will do. And that's really the takeaway message here. It's very important when asked to write your proposal for a non-specialist that you do so. I've seen so many proposals just put to the bottom of the pile because non-specialists aren't able to understand what your research is all about. So that's really important. Now we're about ready to begin our search. Check deadline dates. Nearly 65% of all grant deadlines fall between November and March, and the average turnaround time is 6 to 9 months. And here's what we're about to do. Use Office of Research Affairs website to access search engines at ora.ucr.edu. That'll conclude our PowerPoint, and now we're going to move on to the internet. I first want to show you how to access the university server from home, because you'll need to be connected to the server to have access to these funding search engines because they're paid subscriptions by the university. So you're going to go to web.vpn.ucr.edu, and here's what that looks like. You'll just log on using your NetID and password the same way you log on to your webmail, and that'll grant you access to these search engines that we're going to be discussing. I'm going to go to Office of Research Affairs website now at ora.ucr.edu. Here's their main page. You're going to want to go to Students on the left-hand side, and then Funding Opportunities. And here it gives you a list of the different funding search engines. We're going to start by going to SPIN. Here's SPIN's main page. Go to Advanced Search. And it gives you a number of fields where you can enter your search criteria. You do not start entering your criteria directly into the fields, but you need to select each field, and then it'll give you the different options. So I'm going to select keywords. And as an example, I'm going to search for psychology. Click search. And I'm just going to select all of these by holding down my Shift key. Then I'll click select. It lets you know here up at the top that it's selected all of those for you, so you can click return. Now I'm going to select applicant types, and I'm going to select graduate student. Now I'll select the different award types that I'm interested in. I'll select dissertation. I'm going to select multiple by holding down my Control key. And prizes and awards. Click the select button. And most of these other fields I'm going to leave blank to keep my search general. I'm going to click on deadlines and select greater than, and I'll enter today's date. Save changes. And there's my search. Right now, today we're just going to do a run search, but when you first use the SPIN database, I would recommend you do a save search, which will prompt you to then create an account, and you'll be able to save your different searches, and then when you come back to the SPIN website, you'll be able to simply load your searches instead of having to enter your search criteria over and over again. So our search has yielded us 7 results. I'm going to click on the first one. And it just gives you all the important information, information about the sponsor, eligibility information. So read through this, and if it looks like something you're eligible for and would be interested in, you'll visit the program URL, which is here under sponsor information. And at the sponsor's website, you'll be able to get any additional information that they have there, and you should also be able to get information on how to apply for the opportunity. So those are some basics of SPIN. We're now going to go back to the Office of Research website, and I want to show you how to use IRIS. Here's the IRIS main page. You're going to click on IRIS database. And somewhat similar to SPIN, it gives you a number of fields where you can fill in your search criteria. In deadlines, I'm going to enter after and then today's date. Under activities supported, I'm just going to select prize or award. And under academic qualifications, I'm just going to select graduate students because I want to keep this search very general. And one thing to note before we move on is up here there's a link that leads to IRIS Alert Service, and this is a great thing. You can sign up for an account and save your various searches, and then the IRIS Alert Service will send you an email of the results of your searches to your email every week. So that's a great little reminder to keep looking for different opportunities. So I would highly recommend signing up for that. That search has yielded us 64 results. Click on the first one. And again, it gives you all the necessary information that you would need to decide if this is something you're interested in. It gives you sponsor information, applicant information. So just read through and see if it's something you're interested in, and if so, visit the sponsor's website, which is listed here, where you can get additional information, and you'll also find out there how to apply for the opportunity. Those are some basics of IRIS. We'll quickly go back to the Office of Research Affairs website. And so we've talked about SPIN and IRIS, but as you can see, there are a number of different funding search engines for you to look through and play around with which I would definitely recommend you do, because you'll just be able to find more and more opportunities that way. One worth mentioning is GRAPES at UCLA, which is UCLA's funding search engine. And that would be a good one to look through because there may be UC-specific opportunities that aren't listed on some of the other search engines. So please go through the different search engines, look around, look for different opportunities, and I hope this was helpful. Good luck with your search. Thanks for watching. Bye.